Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're working on some traveler's notebooks. I needed some for the shop, and I've been wanting to do a wildflower kind of a design on them because I know they would go through well for spring and then summer, Mother's Day, that kind of stuff. And I found the perfect wildflower kit, and it's by Woodland Silver, and it's beautiful. You got to see it. I'm going to do the sneaky peek first, and then I'll show you the flip through of this gorgeous kit. Where did I end off in here? I think it was right here. It's just tea dye, or yes, that was tea grounds. That's how I get that look. I just lay the tea grounds on there, and then I think I baked it. And then here we have a pocket that I made out of just washi and strips and some little gewgaws that I had. Here was a tag that I made. I was trying to do a little bit of steampunky along with using up scraps that I had, and I did a little embossing on there. Let's see what else I got in here. More buckets. Now this was a macaroni box pocket. I don't think they give you these windows anymore, but this was the macaroni window where you could see what kind of noodles you had inside. And I just covered it with some paper that looked like a basket weave. I did a little stamping and a little kind of a postage stamp here and a word. And then what's inside is Create Your Own Dream. And then that was from the actual digital kit. And then over here, I have like a side pocket. That's not wanting to go over that word, so we'll do it in the back. This is an actual pocket that came from the kit, and they had these numbers in the kit, and I just started using them. This is actually from Pink Monarch Prints. It's one of her digitals for grunge, and these were just two pieces that I put in here to have a little pretty and a little sparkle. Okay, that's all we're going to look at for today. I didn't have anything exciting to see, but you got to see a little more of my journal. Now, what we're going to look at here, like I said, it's called Wildflowers. She has several on her Etsy shop that are wildflower kits, but this is the one that drew my eye the most. Let me move it over a little bit because it's competing with this guy. Let me just move him off. Okay, so as I said, it's Woodland Silver, all one word when you get on Etsy. That's where I was having a little trouble kind of finding her. But you can use any and all of these little visuals here on the page. You could even use that if you needed to. But it's got all of this inside. It has 10 half pages, which I thought would be great to go on the front of my signature that goes in my travel journals. And then I have some more. I mean, I've got plenty of the half pages here. There's 10 of them. Aren't they pretty? I just love all these different colors that she's used. And the images, like the what is that, a date book kind of a thing. And, of course, purple's my favorite. You know that. I want to thank everybody for coming to visit, spending some time and seeing what I'm doing today. I hope this gives you a little inspiration to do some of your own little journals. These are a very small journal that you can do all kinds of stuff with. I just love these half pages. I thought they would be perfect to go in a journal. And it's like a little place to write and with a pretty around it. Look at that little butterfly and the colors that she's got. Oh my goodness. I love it. Now this is the 4 full pages. This one's more muted and everything, and I thought I would use that on the inside of my books, on the front and the back inside covers. Here's one that's got more purples and yellows, and it's got a little bit of everything for you in here. If you like different colors, like here's more in the pink and blues. And then look at this gorgeous thing. It's like a pond in the background with a little bit of woods back there. And all these pretty blooming flowers around with the butterflies flying through the air. It's something else. Now look at this. This is labels. And wouldn't that be gorgeous just to have on the top of a pocket somewhere if you didn't have anything going on in your pocket? Or the beginning of your journal for like a place to say, this is my book. And then this little dotted background, I really like that. And that's something I'm going to keep where I can get big enough pieces. I can use that. I can use that. Then you have 10 small tags. Oh, that was 10 labels. I forgot to tell you how many labels was on there. You also have 4 extra large tags. Now these are going to go on the back. Underneath the signature will be a pocket. And I've got 2 here and 2 here. This looks like it'd be perfect for a specimen journal. Look at that one with all the greens on it. Perfecto. And then here are the pockets. I printed this twice, so that's just a double. But they're like a scallop corner. How does she call it? She said 2 scalloped corner pockets. So you got the little scallop design, and then it's got a little bit of a what do you call that? It almost came to me. Oh, I can't remember what you call those pockets where you put the extra pieces on there. That's pretty. And then you have a library pocket and card. So I thought that might be pretty to go over to the right side inside. So we're going to get to it. I'm going to use some of these, and I'm going to use ones I've already printed. Okay, so I've put all that to the side until we need that part. Now, these are 2 8.5 by 11 cardstocks. You know, those packages you can get from Walmart. Not Walmart, Michael's. Sorry, I had to break up 2 kids fighting. Bobby and I think Miss Howe are fighting. Okay, so this is how we're going to put this together. We have 2 8.5 by 11 cardstocks I got from Michael's. I'm going to measure over on one this way 5.5 inches. 5 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3/4. And I'm going to mark it on the top and the bottom. Now, at the end, I'm going to link another video where I had done these, and I've used them in this capacity, like this. And it's going to be the same kind of a network of how I put it together and all that. But those were a taller version and more along the lines of a regular traveler's notebook, which is only 4 inches wide and sometimes 6 to 8 inches tall. So let me get the right washi tape. This is the wrong one. Okay, I got it. So the one you marked at 5 3/4 inches across, you set that one kind of to the side, and then you're going to find a washi tape that's going to match your background. This is going to show a little bit. It's going to be maybe 1/8 of an inch around. Let's get our glue out so we can help glue this down just a little bit. I always give it a little bit of glue to help it. You never know. It might come off. You don't want that. This is actually strengthening the edge of where the signature will go in. Now, way back when, of course, I used to watch Scrapbooking with Me all over the place, you know. I was honing my skills back then. And Melina showed how to do a signature that was removable. And I was so fascinated with that. I loved it. And what it was is you just would put the signature on another piece of this cardstock, and then you could slide it in and out. And whenever you got the signature full, you could slide it out and put a new one in and keep your cover. I really like that idea of having a removable one, so I've always done it this way. So what this is where the removable signature slides in and out. I'm giving a little bit of extra strength to this edge. Yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to just cut off the excess that's there. And there we go. Get you off of there. Now, where I have this marked at 5 3/4, I'm going to put a bead of glue, not all the way up to the mark, but maybe 1/4 of an inch over. And I'm going to go ahead and glue it all the way around. Oops. and try to stay around the edge as much as possible. My old wiggly hand is not going to do what I want it to do most times, but I'll slap it into shape. It'll do it. Okay. Now, where you started that bead of glue is where you're going to lay that down. You're leaving just enough area to slide in your signature. Where you've left the mark, that is where you're going to actually score it to go closed. All right, and this is kind of like my rendition of it. If you have a piece of 12 by 12, you know, it might be easier. I don't know. I think she did it with a 12 by 12 way back when. I just decided to use what I had on hand, which was a lot of these 8.5 by 11 cardstocks. And so what you're going to do now is you're going to take and you're going to score it right there at the line that you put at 5 3/4. You're going to flip it and you're going to score it right beside this line where both of those come together. Okay, I got my score marks in there. I'm going to take this pencil mark off right now. And our next step is to be, you're just going to fold it, kind of train it a little bit, and fold it before you put your cover papers on. And what in the world did I do wrong there? I did something wrong. That should not be like that. What in the world? Okay, I figured out where I screwed up. What it is I glued this to the wrong side. You have to make sure you use the side that is your 5 3/4. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3/4. This should have been glued to this section. So I'm starting again. Scratch the last one. I've got my washi on the end. I have to mark this. Now I won't be moving anywhere, so it's going to be on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3/4. Oh my goodness. So you can see I mess up. I have messed up several times because I got another one over here. It was my very first one. And boy, that one was, oh, I don't know. I made it too big because I usually make them the other orientation where it's not landscape, it's actually portrait. So I had to really sit here and figure out what the measurements were going to be for this one. So yeah. Never worry. I mean, I'm going to make those two work, and you'll see them in the next video maybe if I've got them done by then. And now, what you're going to do, I've got my 5 3/4 side here. Go over about 1/4 of an inch, like I said. Place your guy down. Now, kind of roll it up and down a little bit so you know you're right on the money with where the other piece is resting. You want them to be exactly the same. There. That's it. Wipe your excess off. And then I'm going to pick it up and get my excess off of there and here. And I am ready for the next step. I apologize. I should have been paying attention to what I was doing. Now I have to go in and score it, like I said before. And I decided to bring it over here this time so you can see it. So we're going to score on this mark that I made. I'm trying to get my glue out of the way. Right here. I always have this one score marked with a dark line just so I could use something like this. I'm making sure it's flush with the top, and maybe the score lines will match up, maybe they won't, but as long as it's flush, you know you're straight. And you just give yourself a score right there. You flip it and you're going to score it right where those two lines meet, just on the right side of it. So just about right there. There. Oop. And that's it. Lay that back over there, and what we're going to do is now we're going to try to fold it shut and see it works perfectly this time. Oh, works perfectly. Okay. Now, it could open either way. You could have it the way I've got it here, which, well, boy, that is kind of on the crooked side. Maybe I should have lined those two up. So we're just going to retrain it. So yeah, you can have it open this way, and then you're going to open like that, and that's going to be your signature. Or you could have it open this way. If you've got a lefty, maybe that's more comfortable to them. But I always just go this way, just in case. And now, what we're wanting to do is to get our paper and get it all chose. Now, these two are exactly the same height at 8.5. So I want to cut off just a little bit at the top. So I'm going to take off, what is that, a quarter? Yeah, I'm taking off a 1/4 of an inch so I can get that little tiny 1/8 of an inch green to show all the way around the outside. Now, I have this little piece from a previous one I did, and I've got to do that one the same way. Actually, I want to make sure they're right on the money with each other, so I'm going to do it like this. I think I did one before, and it didn't quite match up to this one. I don't know why. So that one is right on the money. Okay. And we're going to cut that off. Now, it's not a continuous kind of a loop thing going around, but I kind of made it that way. I made it work, in other words. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is cover your outside. And we're going to do it just like this. We're going to take this one and put here. And you see my little green that's going to be on the outside edge. And then I'm taking this one. Actually, it was the other one I had to take and put out here. Well, sometimes you have to print another of these to make them work right. Let me go ahead and do that. Nope, I changed my mind. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. I like these two tall edges to be together, is the way it works for me better. So I'm going to do it this way. But now I have to cut off some of this edge over here. So let's just do that. We're trying to use up our paper. We don't want to waste what we don't, have to. So always try to work it out. Now this real dark piece, I'm not that crazy about right here, so I'm actually going to get rid of this section right there. Okay, I got this over here for me. Let me get this lined up. Yeah, that one really dark area did not quite go with anything else, so we're going to get rid of it. And now we're going to match that up, and I'm probably going to just probably go over. Well, I am over, aren't I? So I should be good right there. Okay, now I'm take off a little bit of this out here. Let me mark that. And that might be a little part of blue you can use somewhere else if you need it to match something up. Who knows? I think mine's going in the trash can. Okay, let's see what we can do. So I take and do I want that over top? Nope, I think I like that over top. Okay. Now I have to get out just a scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to be glue sticking, and then I'll be putting a little bit of wet glue around it. So I'll be taking care of several things at once. Okay, I'm going to do half of this first. Now, if you had another way you wanted to adhere it, some people use Mod Podge. I wasn't sure how that would work against this soft paper. This is just copy paper that I've used to print this out with. So I wanted to just do it this way. When I cover it, I'm not having any problem with seeing lines and such, so I think I'm good. Now I'm going to just go around my outside edge real quick with some of the wet glue. I like my little Tombow. It's really good and juicy, the glue stick. And then we're going to kind of put a few little dribbles. I think with the pattern being what it is, ugh, that was the wrong side, Rhoda. The pattern being what it is, you don't have to worry about there being any kind of glue really being visible to come through. Okay, I'm going to put that down. I was supposed to be doing this side first, but you know me, I can't do it right. So there we go. I'm going to push this down with a little card of some type. Really smooth it out. Now you're going to have a little bit of seepage, so get your towel ready. And, oop, a whole bunch came out of that one. Okay, and I found this is the easiest way for me to do it. I don't, you know, there might be another easier way, but stuff works better in my brain in certain capacities, one way or another. So I have to try to appease my brain, you know. Okay, get my glue stick on here, nice and juicy. And then we're going to go around our outside edge here and get that down. Okay. Now, start rubbing it out. Okay. Any kind of wet comes out, try to grab it before it runs with you. All right. Now, we're going to go over here to this side and get our paper back, and we're going to do some more glue sticking. All right. Ooh, I hope everybody is healthy and happy and ready for ready for some warm weather. We've had snow flurries here today. Had a little bit of sleet. It's been some weird weather, I can tell you that. But I'm so ready for some warm weather. My feet are too, because I always have issues with them when it's all wet and got, you know, humidity and stuff in the air. Ugh, nasty stuff. I haven't even really seen anybody doing anything with any gardens or gardening. Mom hadn't even got out there much to do any of her flower business. All right, let me see if I can get a hold of this way. I'm going to match it up to my corners over here first. So I've got that proper distance that I needed. Try to match it up there. And see what we got going down the line here. Okay. Yep. I'm hearing cats. I don't know what's going on. Maybe that's Kitty. I might have to go out and see if he's hungry. That's our outdoor kitty. All right. Well, now see, you can't really tell, except for that being a different colored blue right there. And you can always easily cover that with a little bit of lace or something that you won't be able to visually see that if it's one of those items that worries you. So let me go out and see what's going on out here with the kitties, and I'll be right back. Okay, since that one needs to dry a little bit before I actually fold it, we're going to change over to this one, which is a pink one. And I think it's actually the same pattern, except I used it on this page with the full page, and then I did the the continuation here, and that's why I had this side, because it's actually this. So see, you can really use these kits, this kit, any which way you need to. Now, what we're going to do for the inside of this one, see, I've got a washi in here, and we have one of these was the one I was going to use for the inside. It was sort of a paler version. This one is sort of a paler version, so I thought that would go great on the inside of this. And I'm going to just take it and I'm going to cut it in, or fold it in half, so I know where it needs to be cut. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to cut it. I keep having to pull this over here. But yeah. This is an 8.5 by 11, so it should be at 5.5. Yep, right on the money. Alright, I love all the little lines on it, which will give you the ability of drawing, writing. Since it's a, oh, I needed to cut the top part off too. Since it's a travel journal, you know, you may have the option of somebody drawing in your book that you give them or make them, if you would like to do one of these, because that's the whole concept of the travel notebook. It's where you would take it with you and put your ticket stubs in it. The way we're making it today, it's not going to have that many pockets inside, but the one I'm going to link at the end of the video for you to see does have that. I wanted to make sure I was right side up right there. Now, the only thing is I got to make sure these are the right size. And I think I'm still a little bit too big, aren't I? Okay. So, we're going to have it there. And we're going to mark it here. This one, I like that pink on the pink here. So that goes there. And I need to mark it right here. Okay. Where's my cutter? I should be bringing out that other gadget that I've got. The chopper that Tommy gave me. Okay, so we're going to go and cut it right here. It's not going to hurt a thing. A little bit smaller. Doesn't hurt nothing. Alright, so I'll do that. I always try to sink my blade, not at the end, and go vroom, like that. I always sink it in here somewhere and go backwards and forwards. That keeps you from ripping those edges and kind of getting a washboard effect. I'm always looking at that to make sure I'm going in the right direction. Okay, so go and get our glue stick back out. Do some gluing. Now, if you're an inker, I mean, go ahead and ink to your heart's content. I felt that this did not need it because I wanted a soft look to it. I didn't want a grungy or a vintage look. I just wanted a soft look, especially with the coloring and stuff that goes in the flowers and things that Celeste's daughter did. This is Celeste's daughter who created these beautiful images. Celeste, she's woodland inspired on Etsy and YouTube, and her daughter, I think it's just on Etsy, and she is woodland silver. These ladies like their woods. Now, she recently is the one that gave me some of those beautiful intricate dies that I've used in the Peacock Journal. That's the same Celeste. And I linked her YouTube on one of my recent, very recent videos. So you could check her out there. Oop. Okay. Trying to get this to cooperate with me. I think I do better with a full sheet than I do with a half sheet. Okay. Now, since this is only a half sheet, I don't think it's going to hurt if you Don't get it quite right. Okay, that's down for the count. I have the library pocket, I believe, is going to go on this back page here. I don't think I'm going to hurt too much of it because it's a very pale area in here, and I don't think that would take away from the overall look of that part of the page. It's kind of pale and moody, and it's got all those great aspects about it. Dreamy is another word. You have a dreamy look to it. Now this is going to go on my front portion. Yeah, in my bird one, I did a cardinal kit, digital kit for the other ones that I did that I'm going to link at the end. And I really did put the pockets in that one because it was going to be for a travel sort of journal. I may end up doing some more of those here in that other style. I really needed to get a few more books done. She's got something going on. The farmers markets are starting up again, and the people are going to be able to eat out in the middle of the street again. They close off the whole street in Stanton on Beverly Street, and you have you have all of these people that will get their food, and they'll come out and they'll eat and dine in the middle of the street. It's really cool. I've never done that, but I've been down there when they were doing it. They usually do it on the weekends. I don't know how I got that wrinkle in there. All right. So our front and our back cover, inside and out, are done. Okay. Hold this to the side. Let's see what else we're going to get into. All right, I knew I would remember that word sometime today. Gusseted. When you have a pocket that's built up like this on the sides, it's called a gusseted pocket. So since this is a pink journal, we're going to choose this pink one right here. Cut that out. And that is going to go right here. Then I have one that's purple over there, so I'm saving that one for it. But this one, I think will go fine here. So we're going to put these two back. Those both will be perfect over the purple journal. So I'm going to sit here and cut these out. I think I'm going to go off and then come back on. And then I'll show you how to put them down. Okay, I've got everything cut out, I believe, for the rest of our journal. I have the tag and the pocket that are to go back here, where I said it was a gusseted pocket. I've already scored that, so it's going to bend well for me. And we're going to fold that in and glue this down. Whoops. There we go. Got to figure out which way to tilt it. Just so I don't screw up again. Yeah, I've been looking for a nice sunflower, or not sunflower, a wildflower kit for a while, and I just wasn't finding it. And then Celeste showed this on her channel the other week, and I thought, oh, perfect. I went over there. Actually, I checked them out because there was different ones, and I thought at the moment this is the one that spoke to me, but I'm probably going to go back and shop around. There was another one I really liked as well. So we have this. I'm going to go like that. Now inside here, I've cut out 2 of the tags, and I cut out 2 tags, 2 labels, and I cut out the library pocket. And we're going to put all of that down in here. Now this one, we're going to try to make it like a pocket. So we're just going to glue around the side edges and along this edge here, and leave the top open. And then I was going to put it right here. I tried to pick things with pink in it to go with this one. Now, this one has a butterfly. That has a butterfly, so that's going to go on the outside with this one. This one has a butterfly, so it stays in here with this one because it will show the butterfly out the top of it. So I thought that would be cute. Now, while we're still inside here, let's go ahead and put in our library pocket. Now, this is another one of those kind of a gusseted pocket, I guess you could call it, because it's got these on the two sides. And then you fold this up like that. Actually, I need to do a little bit of scuffing around there so you don't see that one white area. A little bit of inking isn't going to hurt. I just didn't want a lot on the outside edges of my pages in my journal here. Okay, so we got this going down. I'm sorry I'm not telling any stories today. I don't know. I just kind of was out of it. Now, I don't understand why it's such a pretty scene on the back there and this. I may have to do something else with this at a later time and see what I could make out of it. Now, this is not quite the right size, is it? Okay. And I did it on the two lines. Let me cut a little bit off the edge of it then. Let's see if I can make it fit. See if I can eyeball it. Not quite. I still got a little bit more. I should have measured that before I took it as fact. Okay. Now let's see. Yeah, it's going in there now. Okay, let me just do this edge with a little bit just to make it look like it's standing out from the background. And then we're going to glue this whole piece down. Okay, get on my edges. Ooh, I hate to cover that up. That's so pretty. All right, so I didn't think I was going to be covering up too much of anything right here, so I thought this would be fine. Okay. There, and that goes in there like this. Make sure I push this top edge down pretty good. There. Okay, ready to put this little bit on the outside, and then we've got to do our signature. We still have a signature to do. And I'm going to put my paperweight right there to hold that shut. And what we're going to do here, we're going to actually make this a belly band. So it's going to go around like that. So I can glue these two edges and then this little round part. All right, and I meant to put something on here first and I didn't do it, so I think I can still do it. Okay, we're going to do that like that. And then I didn't really want to put anything about travel on here, but I thought this part here that says find your way on this little llama, I thought that would be kind of cute. I think it'll also fit really well on this piece right here because it's sort of rounded. See, like that. Let me get my black ink. So, going to see if we can get this to stick pretty good. Okay, find your way. So I thought it could double as travel and just anything. Like an inspirational kind of thing you're telling it. Stuff like that. Okay, let me get this back on here. And cap this. And then we're going to show you how this is going to work as a belly band. Just like that. And I wanted that little pretty, because it's sort of a sky and doesn't have really anything there. I wanted a little bit of color to come down that way. All right, now we have to work on our signature. So let me show you what's going to happen there. All right, I've took another piece of the cardstock that matches my back, my cover, and then I've done it at 5.5 because this is a 11, so half and half, so it can get bent just like that, where it's right in half. Now I'm going to go ahead and just kind of softly round the corners. I'm not going to do a big round. I just don't want it to be pointy. And then we're going to get any kind of paper that you have handy. I had dyed these in the basement the other week, and I said they all came out kind of pinky or peachy. They're perfect. I got 8 of them, and so you're going to have 4 times 8 is 32. So this will be good enough for a month. So I'm going to just go ahead and start folding it like this. Just keep folding them in half. And you want to do this first before you make a little room for myself, Eric. You want to do this first before you try to sew them into your signature. And we'll put them together after that. I'm still trying to work out in my mind how I want to do the closure. There's several ways you can do it. The old one, or not the old one, but the previous one I did, that I'm going to link at the end, I had a policy closure on it. But with this one being taller, or it's not exactly taller, it's wider, I'm thinking of doing maybe just a elastic cord kind of a closure with a couple eyelets. So I thought that might be something different. So let's get these all done. I don't know which way is up here with these. I'm just doing them. All right, here's the last one. I'm trying to make sure I've got the outside on the outside, but I don't know that I did. So we're just going to do it like this. And just keep putting them inside of each other. Like so. And this is going to be my outside piece because it's nice and dark. Although that's not a necessity because we're going to not really be able to see this. I'm trying to get it to where they're all flush with each other. There we go. All right. Before we sew this together, we are going to put a little covering on here, which, let me see. I think it's going to be one of those little half pages. Let me dig back to where those were. Let's see. Yeah, I thought one of these little half page. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect right there. Yeah, I think that's pretty. Oh, I got another one there. That would be good with the purple one. All right, let me cut this down just a little bit to fit on here, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. We're going back in with the glue stick and with the wet glue like we did before. Oops. Yeah, it's not the easiest stuff to use, I can tell you that. All right, and we'll go with the wet glue to finish off my my edge, so it's going to be a nice adhere. I might have to put these under a nice strong book as well, because it likes to roll when you put the wet glue and the glue stick on it. Oh, okay. Now, let me get this on here. Kind of like right in the center. Though I don't really know where that is. I'll go with that. Okay. Let me just wipe it this time. Instead of the credit card deal, you can do either. Oh, no. I always have an issue for some reason. The credit card seems to help, though. But here, I got it out. I just kind of rubbed it really, really hard. Okay. Now their signature is going to be, you know, there. So this part, I wouldn't worry about it. If you'd like, you could put some washi tape there. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. See if I can rub that down a little better. It kind of rippled on that one edge really good. Alright, there. I think that's good. Now, beautiful, beautiful. Now we're going to put this in here. And we're going to get a couple of big paper clips. Oh, I think half of them went skedaddle on me over there. So, let me find the middle. One more. There. That's the center. And we're going to sew the signature together, but it's not going to be adhered to anything. It's just going to be on its own. Let me get my needle. And my thread, which is... I've got some purple thread over here. I think I might use that. Why not? Yeah. It's not really thread, it's cross stitch. I think maybe two. About two would do it. And we're going to put our holes in it. Right here with this. I'm not going to measure them. I'm just going to poke them. That will be about right dead center. Wiggle, wiggle. And then we're going to do right near the top. Didn't want to let go on that one. And right here. Okay. So that's done. We're going to get to sewing. This is a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I always go in the center first because that's the way scrapbooking with me, that's who I learned it from. So this is the way I do it. Gail Augustinelli does hers. She goes in the middle, but I think she varies once she gets to the last couple of stitches. I go with what I remember best. And this one I remember best. Well, goodness gracious. Okay. There. Oops, I didn't get it all in there. Give me a minute, folks. My fingers are twitching. Okay, that's it. Let me let go a little bit. And what you want to do is you want to come up and be on the other side. But since I didn't, you can you can just roll your thread over to there. And then I'm going to just do it real tight. It's not really got anything to get in its way, so we're going to do like that. And that's the middle of my signature. And it's all tied up. And we're going to cut, toss, take out the paper clips. Now, I believe, yeah, I've got that. Now, you may want to train it just a little bit to be flat. Yeah. There we go. Now what you want to do is put it in your book. We might have to do our closure first though, but we're going to put it in here and see how it looks. It may, oh, that's right. I have to go down a little bit on the cover just so it goes in. Remember we glued the top and the bottom? So I have to get in here and trim a little bit of this off. We'll just do about like that. Now when you do the other version that I've got, it's going to be linked at the end, you don't have to worry about this part because you're going to have a tall journal then. And it won't hinder you at all. This is the same size as the cover, so that's why we're not able to do it. So we're going to do it just like that. Re-round the edges, and I'm going to make a bigger round since this part you're not seeing at all. So we'll do it like that. Now let's see if it'll go in. Oh yeah. And that's all you need to do. Just as long as you didn't cut your cords, you're good. And you may want to do a stronger piece of paper for your holder of your signature. It just depends on what you feel like you would want to do. Okay. You just have to get it in there far enough. And I think the problem is the end. I got a lot of cutting down to do on this one. My goodness. Okay. Let's just cut off 1/4 of an inch like we did on the other one. Like I said, this was the first time I've done this version of it, so I hadn't planned on that. Okay, let's wiggle it in there and see how it works. Now, I can see that spine now. I couldn't see it a minute ago, so I knew there was something not quite right. Okay, so this is the way it should close. Now, if you think you're going to need, if you put too many papers in like I think I did, you can put an extra bit of a spine in there. Okay, and here's what I mean by that. Let's see, which way, I'm trying to figure out which way my my extra piece went over. So yeah, as long as I go on this right side here, I can put a little bit else, another little score line in there. Right there. And then the front, I don't think I'm going to need one on the front. I think I'm good there. It's just it was pulling a little bit on the back. So what I want to do is give it a little bit of a... got too much paper in the way. Give it a little bit of a rise up to crease it. Don't know if that worked or not, but okay. Now what we want to do now is really quickly get our closure in, and I think I want to do some kind of elastic closure. Just something easy. All right, it says something about an eyelet closure, but I'm not sure that that's going to work so well because the cord that I have is really thick cord, and I think that'll take away from this. So we're going to use this closure that I used in a another little what did I call those? It was a build-a-journal. I think it was in my build-a-journals. So this is an elastic cord. You can get them I got it at Hobby Lobby, and I'm not sure if Michael's has them or not. I know Hobby Lobby had it. So we're just going to glue this shut with some fabric tack. You know, my my sewing machine is not it's not working. So we have to do it this way. And I'm going to just give it a little bit of a a glue over mark here. I'll put that down. And then it's the easiest kind of closure you could ever do. Instead of having to tie something around your journal, this is just an elastic band. Now, this cutie here, this little trim, I've got it in purple and I have it in pink. So we're going to do a little pink one here. And we're actually going to put that kind of where this goes across so you don't see that. So we're just going to put a little bit of a Goo-Gah there. And there she goes. I might have to put a little bit there because that looks like where I cut before. It's kind of raw. There. All right. Let's see how that works. Okay, let's do a little flip through of our goodie that we made today. Here's how the elastic band will work. It's holding down those edges and it's holding it shut as well as giving it a little pretty glitter to it. So let's pull that off now. let it dry the rest of the way. So we have our front here, which has a Find Your Way. It has your belly band with the pretty little tag inside of it that you can write on. Maybe you're going to say this is my book or something along that effect. Your cover is gorgeous. You've got all of this beautiful scenery. It's very, zen. It looks zen to me, where you can just relax by looking at it. In here you have a really a pale or kind of a cover where you can actually write on it if you wanted to. You have another tiny tag to put something on. You can actually put your name or something on here. You have the cover, which evens out the whole look here. And I really think that's gorgeous. You also have your library pocket here. And that blue actually goes really well with that butterfly up there. Then you have your journal inside. Now, if you wanted to put another one of those half pocket or half papers in here, you could also do that. And it would give you a little bit more writing room. Like especially this, it looks like a notepad or a clipboard in a way. I might actually do that, so I'll set that to the side. And then I've got all the writing papers in here. They're all the same color, so it doesn't detract you from what it's for. Then in the back here, I didn't put any kind of papers because I knew this was going to be back here. So I thought that would do the trick. You might have something you want to write on here, your itinerary for your trip, what you're putting in your garden this year, Happy Mother's Day. You have all kinds of things you can do. Like here, you could put like some kind of a sentiment, especially if it's a Mother's Day or a birthday. It has a lot of possibilities, and that's what I really liked about this. So it goes shut like that, and then you put your closure on it, and you're ready to go. All right, I thank everybody. I thank my subscribers and viewers for coming to see me and spend some time. I hope you give us a try. If you do, let me know. And don't forget to check out this video, or maybe it's over here, this video for the other version of these Traveler's Notebooks. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody have a great, great day. Bye-bye.